To achieve inner security. My name is Rahul Basale, and those who have seen this as a part of the Buchmesse, welcome, and those who are watching, I'm glad to present my experience today, and especially in this very uncertain times with the pandemic, and a lot of us, let's say, having worries personally at home, at work, and as we go out in the society. So there is a lot of stress as well as anxiety, and most of all the fear which is there within us. And at times it can become quite difficult to manage all of this in our daily life. So I wanted to share my experience. I've been practicing the meditation for more than 30 years, and I'm myself a meditation coach. So I wanted to share this experience as a part of this Buchmesse, because we are looking for new solutions. We are looking for how do we navigate through our day-to-day lives also in these difficult circumstances. And I want to tell you something which is related to your own self, related to your inner recognition and your own power. And very often we are seeking for it in many different ways, and at one point, certain circumstances make us realize that there is much more to this in this world than just going through your mundane life. And when you reach to the point where you want to energize yourself, you need to physically, mentally, emotionally start working upon yourself and also derive strength within. And this is where meditation can help to overcome this fear, anxiety, stress with very simple steps. And this is what I'd like to share with you today. And I'll also want to share with you my own experience in the last 6 months, and some difficult circumstances which I went through, and how meditation actually helped me to get clarity in my mind, in myself, and also focus upon the things which really matter. And here's where I'd like to quickly give you an introduction of the meditation itself. And what is this meditation? Now, meditation is a state of mind where you are conscious, you are in the present, and you are actually feeling your inner power. Now, you would ask, what is this inner power? This inner power is this power which resides within us, and I will show you the graphic in a while, which is called as the Kundalini. It has been called in many different ways in different languages. The fact of it is that every human being has this power within himself, and when this power is awakened, it passes through our spinal cord and comes up here at the top of our head, and it flows along our body, and we can actually feel it on our hands and fingertips. Now, why do you think we need to do this at all, right? So the basic of it is like, we have known of so many different powers of energy: electrical, magnetic, kinetic, the energy, the power of heat from the sun, and we've been using these energies within us for different purposes. However, our body itself is made of these 5 elements, and beyond these 5 elements, we have this inner power which actually enlightens these elements within us and along our spinal cord. And I'd like to show you quickly a small graphic where this power is shown. You can see in the graphic we have 3 energy channels as we go along, and there's a left side which is marked in blue, and there are 7 energy centers, and then there is the center on top which is called as the fontanelle bone area, where the energy comes out from. The energy resides here in a triangular bone in 3.5 coils, which is called as the Kundalini. And there are 7 energy centers which correspond to the plexuses within our body and on the spinal cord. And then you have the right side, which is the power of action, which is shown here in yellow. And this finally connects into our brain, and the energy, when it flows through these channels and emerges out. Now one would ask, what is this energy? This energy is actually more or less there all over the world. The only thing is you can't see it, but you can feel it. So how do you feel it? So you feel it on the fingertips here, and you also feel it along the vertebral column, where your central nervous system resides, and at different points. Now you can imagine that this energy actually is connected to the nerves. So when the nerves are stimulated, you can feel it also in different parts of your body. So that is the subtle energy center which I wanted to show you, and there are different aspects to these energy centers. So left side is typically our emotional side, our right side is the power of action, and the central channel is the path of our evolution and our evolving understanding. So if you look at it, you have the first center, which is called as the root center, called the Muladhara chakra. The second is the Swadhisthana chakra. Now these are more or less connected to the earth element. This is connected to the fire element, and then here is where a lot of our, let's say, thought processes reside, and also the knowledge which we assimilate comes in here. And then you will see there is the center, which is the third center, which is called as the Navi center, and this has got to do with our peace, our satisfaction, which we say also it comes from the stomach. And there's a green area around this. So all the knowledge which we accumulate and which gives us certain strengths, qualities, authorities, and that is what is represented. And then the fourth energy center is the Anahata chakra, or the heart chakra, and this is where our inner recognition of our subtle self is reflected. Further up, if you see, is the Vishuddhi chakra, which is called also the chakra for where we actually express ourselves through our hand movement, gestures, our expression on the face, and our ear, nose, throat, which are responsible for our senses. Further, if you go, is the so called Agya chakra, or the chakra where the two main nerves in our energy centers cross, and they merge into the brain. So this is also called as the Agya chakra. And further is the chakra which is right on top of our head, which is called as the Sahasrara chakra, and it actually has a lot of connections to our brain, and when it is enlightened, it gets connected to the to the power which is around us. And traditionally in the ancient wisdom, this particular happening was called as yoga, or the union of our subtle energy centers and system with the energy around us. So that is the process in which the energy rises and it penetrates and gives us a new dimension of awareness about our inner self. So that's about our subtle energy center. And how does it work? So in this hectic life, and also with multiple thoughts in our mind and stress and anxiety which comes across now, often what happens is our brain is affected, and I'll show you some research which has been done in terms of what effects meditation has on the brain. So one of the primary aspects of the meditation and feeling this energy within us is related to actually calming our mind. And this has been right from 7,000-8,000 years before Christ. There have been so-called ascetics who have been meditating upon this one power in order to assimilate the knowledge which is there in the world. And our brain is actually very sophisticated. You can see that the areas which are actually nourished are basically the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, the temporal lobe, which are the connection points to the brain. And once the brain is enlightened by this energy center, you can see there was a research conducted as to how the waves look like before meditation and after meditation. You can see there's a considerable relaxation, if you may call, of the brain once let's say the anxieties, the fears, the thoughts slowly recede, and give is a sense of calmness, a sense of peace. And then what actually happens is, once this triggers in ourselves, then we are in a position to actually calm ourselves down. We are able to think very clearly. We are able to also not think if we don't want to, and we are able to then open up the way for ourselves to take right decisions, which are important because one, they are not affected by the clogging of anxiety, fear or stress. Second is that they are much more connected to the current time or situation, and coupled with your subtle knowledge about your own system, you are able to actually take the right decisions. And when you take the right decisions, normally what happens is it leads to a good outcome, and that good outcome could be personally, in the family, at work, or also interaction with the society, or also protection in certain sense from things where you could be vulnerable to. So that in short, let's say, gives a approach of of integrity within us in difficult times. And there has been considerable amount of research which has been done on anxiety and stress. So I will call that out as a later part. But more important is that that we actually are able to experience this power. And one part is where I would be showing to you how this experience can be had, and you can practice this at home. We have a number of places apart from the Buchmesse where you can go online, you can attend courses, you can learn step by step, and then also there are meeting centers where you can then go and get further information. So at that point, I would stop, and I would like you to listen to the talk of the person who actually founded this form of meditation, and it is called Sahaj Yoga. And you can see here the lady, her name is Srimataji Nirmala Devi. She brought this to life, and she had a very strong desire and a strong power in terms of awakening the energy centers, and especially the last energy center, which she did in 1970. And since then, for more than 40 years, she was traveling around the globe to impart this experience to everyone without charging anything, because her belief was very clear that for the energy which you have within, which is natural, there is it is priceless in certain sense. So there is no human element of charging in terms of money, but it's about the level of consciousness and awareness, and also your desire to pursue, because it finally is your own power, and it actually benefits you. So you can listen to a short talk of hers. It's good to hear directly from her in terms of what the Sahaj Yoga meditation is about, and this will be for around 8 minutes, and then hold on, we will then go forward with the realization session, where you can actually experience this energy on your hands and above your head. So bear with me and stay on. I'm really happy that you are participating and you have this desire to overcome the anxiety, fear and stress, and also feel this calmness within, and it's very much possible, and it does not cost you anything. All you need is some time for yourself and some discipline and sincerity to get this experience. So I'll come back to you again after 8 minutes. In the meantime, you can watch this short excerpt of her talk, and then we'll go through the experience of so-called self-realization. It's called self-realization because you actually, with the help of this power, recognize your own self, which is in your heart, and you with your own desire actually can raise yourself to a higher level of awareness, and through that achieve a sense of relaxation. So once that happens, let's say your discretion, your sense of direction, your ability to deal with the challenging situations becomes better and better. So thank you. Let's quickly watch this snippet for 8 minutes, and then I hope that you can enjoy then the self-realization session.
I bow to you all, for you are the seekers of truth. When we talk of truth, we must understand at the very outset that truth is what it is. We cannot mold it with our human awareness. We cannot organize it. And we cannot change it at all. So what is the truth? The truth is that we are not this body, this intellect, emotions, this ego, the conditionings, but we are the spirit. And the second truth is that there is a subtle, all-pervading divine power which is doing all the living work. For example, we see the flowers and we take them for granted. Bernard Shaw has said that if you just watch your eyes, you'll be surprised what a camera it is. So, all living things we take for granted, and we do not inquire as to how these things are worked out and how all these living processes are going on around. Now we have, supposing, come from amoeba stage to this stage. How we have come? We didn't do anything. And how is it we have become human beings? And why have we become human beings? When I first saw mandate of United Nations, when my husband was elected, I was very happy because what it was saying is exactly what we have to do. Is to become collective, in a way to have collective benevolence. But outwardly and superficially, we cannot become collective. We have to become inwardly collective, and for that something has to happen to us. Because if we were so easily collective, we would have absolute knowledge and there would not have been any difference of opinion. Everybody would have said the same thing, because if it is absolute truth, it has to be absolute for everyone. On the contrary, everybody is saying they are the truth, and it seems they are all absolutely juxtaposition with each other. So what is the thing that we are missing? Whether it is religion, philosophy, thinking, or all the philosophies of the world. I feel in the United Nations, one has to get self-realization. Unless and until you get your self-realization, this collectivity, which is the nature of your spirit, will not manifest. The spirit is the collective being within us. And when it manifests, you are amazed at yourself that you can feel the centers, subtle centers of another person on your fingertips, and you can feel the subtle centers of your being also on your fingertips. In Quran it is very nicely described that at the time of resurrection your hands will speak. So when you get your realization, you can feel it on your fingertips, all the subtle centers about which he was talking to you about. These to be understood later on. But the first thing is, you must ask for your enlightenment. It's a myth when we say that we are enlightened, we are born again, or we are this and we are that. Unless and until you become spirit, in the real sense of the word, that it's an actualization of the experience, we are not to believe into it, because that kind of a belief is just blind and is not for our benevolence or for the benevolence of the whole world. So this breakthrough in the evolutionary process has to take place. But for that one has to remember that as we have not paid for our evolution so far, we cannot pay for it. First of all people who talk of payment, you must know that there's something false behind it. Because you cannot pay for it. Like if you have to sow a seed, you don't pay anything to the Mother Earth. You may pay for the hall, you may pay for the car, but you can't pay for your self-realization. This is first thing to be understood very clearly. But I find in the Western countries, it's difficult for people to understand this point. I was surprised that the BBC people, such a well-equipped and sensible, they told me very frankly that Anglo-Saxon brain cannot understand anything without money. Now I said, who has made this Anglo-Saxon brain? First of all. The second point is that you believe in Christ. How much money did you pay to Christ? How much money did you pay to Buddha? How much money did you pay to Mahavira? Or to Nanaka? Or to anyone like that? They worked so hard for you. What did you do for them? Nothing but to torture. I never listened to that. The truth is so important today for us that all our problems are there only because we have not felt the truth. You are talking now about imbalances. You are talking of physical problems, of drugs, and also of AIDS and all other such things. All these can be cured and completely prevented if you become the spirit. You will be amazed. Because when this Kundalini rises, she touches that all-pervading vital power, and you are blessed with all your physical, mental, emotional upliftment. Not only that, but complete nourishment. Because this little point was left out, we are suffering. Ecological problems can be solved very easily if you get into your balances. For example, we use machines or anything, we go to extremes. We have no balance. Actually, the mental projection is a linear movement. But if it has no support with the reality, it recoils back on it. Even science. Science, of course, we must say that science has done a lot of harm in a way because it has produced atomic bombs and all that. But also the science also tells us this is wrong. We are going too far with it. We should stop. But we don't pay any heed to it. This is our own mistake, that we have to understand that there is a kind of a balance which is needed in our own lives, in our own temperament, in our own being. But supposing if you force yourself, you cannot do it. If you tell yourself, no, you must be balanced. You should have balanced food. You should have balanced life. You cannot. Because as at the human awareness, you cannot. But once you become the spirit, it automatically works out. Now in this diagram you'll see there are 3 channels which are shown, and also there are centers which are shown here, which are 7 in number. Now the centers are something like this, I would say, and this is the left and the right side, 2 sympathetic nervous system. And in the center is the parasympathetic nervous system. Doctors call it as an autonomous nervous system. But who is the auto? And who controls the auto? And how to reach the auto is the problem. Supposing you have a tree, very much grown, you must know it has to have roots down below. And if it has not got those roots developed, it's about to fall off. So this is the knowledge of the roots. And as scientists, you must have an open mind about it, absolutely an open mind. Take it as a hypothesis. And if it works, as honest people, you have to accept. For example, my husband always said that you are a saint. I know, you are an awliya. He used to say that. But I can't believe you can make anybody like you. It's a different thing. It's a different category. But these days, these categories are born. So many are seeking the truth. Never in the history of spirituality you had so many people who are seeking the truth. They are misled, I know, and they are used, exploited, agreed. But there are seekers. So I call it a blossom time. This is a special time when this has to happen. But people have to have seriousness about it. I mean, in the society that I move, as you know, there's another society also I have, in which I find People talking like this. This guru is very good, is expensive but very good. And the one gave some bargains and another has lowered some prices. If you are going to judge your guru by how much money he takes or how much you can save, then it's such a money-oriented nonsense. It cannot be anything divine. Divine doesn't understand money. Never. So once you understand this simple point, you'll be able to reach the truth very easily, that if you have to seek the truth, it's a living process within you which has to work it out. And when it works out, then only you can feel that beautiful surrounding, all-pervading power about which all the religions have described. Now, if you go even to religions which have only talked of the formless God, or some who have talked of the form, there's one common point they have said. Seek the eternal. All of them have said, seek the eternal and use the temporary with all understanding in its own limitations. But you can't do it. That's the trouble. We just can't keep ourselves into those limitations. If we take to drinking, we become drunkards. If we take to work, we become work alcoholics. If you take to anything, we go to extremes. Only thing that really gives us the complete balance is the spirit. Now how? Because spirit is like the light. Supposing you are holding a snake in your hand, and if somebody tells you you are holding a snake in your hand and it's all darkness, then one may say, no, it's not, it's a rope. How can you argue? Till the snake bites the person, he is not going to leave the snake. Best thing is to put on the light. And in that light, he can see and he can throw away the snake. This is how today's Sahaja Yoga is working. Sahaja means born with you is the right to be united with this divine power. Yoga doesn't mean standing on your heads, or it doesn't mean breaking your knees. It doesn't mean that at all. If you see Patanjali Yoga, then in the...
So, the first part is where we put our hand on the heart and we close our eyes and ask the question, Mother, am I the pure spirit? So we ask this question thrice within us. Am I the pure spirit? Then we put our right hand on the stomach on the left hand side, and here we ask, Mother, am I my own master? 3 times to awaken this energy. We ask this question, am I my own master? Then we move the hand further down on the left hand side of the abdomen, and this is the center where we are actually assimilating our knowledge, and there are all different types of knowledge, and here we request for this pure knowledge of the energy within us, which is the energy Kundalini, and we ask very clearly, Mother, please give me the pure knowledge of our own self. That is the pure knowledge. So we ask this question 6 times within us. Mother, please give me the pure knowledge. Then the Kundalini starts rising, and we support it by putting our right hand again back onto the stomach and saying with full confidence, Mother, I am my own master. Mother, I am my own master. Now the Kundalini starts rising, and then we put our hand on the heart, and here with full confidence say, Mother, I am the pure spirit. I am the pure spirit. Say this thrice. And then we put our hand on the left shoulder, between the shoulder and neck, and turn our head to the right as much as possible. Now this is the energy center called Vishuddhi Chakra, and it is responsible for the communication, and it is often blocked because we have feelings of guilt within us. So here we say, Mother, I am not guilty. Say this many times within ourselves. Important is that you say it from your own conviction. Mother, I am not guilty. Do not think about any specific point why you are guilty, but just affirm that, Mother, I am not guilty. Then you move your right hand and put it on the forehead, and this is the point of the Agya Chakra in us, and we hold the both sides of our scalp and bend our head slightly in the front, and at this point is very important. There is a narrow passage that we get this quality of forgiveness, that is to forgive everyone no matter what they have done to us. Mother, I forgive everyone, and importantly also I forgive myself. So we say this twice. Then we put our right hand at the back of the head and raise our neck up so that it is supported by our hand. And here it's important for us to say, for our own benefit, Mother, knowingly or unknowingly, if I have done anything wrong, then kindly forgive me. So, knowingly or unknowingly, if I have done anything wrong, kindly forgive me. So, once that is done, the Kundalini is gone through the 6 energy centers and then comes finally to the top, and this is the fontanelle bone area, which is a soft bone in childhood. And what we do is we put our hand on the head, on top of the head, and press it slightly with the fingers stretched and rotating the scalp of this on top of the head in 7 times in clockwise direction. This way we stimulate to open this energy center, and just make a request within yourself, Mother, please give me my self-realization, or kindly awaken my Kundalini energy in me. Say this 7 times, and then we'll see what we feel above our head, and then you can bring our hands down. So we'll go through this exercise now with closed eyes and try to just be in a calm state of mind. Try not to get involved in too many thoughts. If the thoughts are coming, then just inside yourself you say, I forgive, and don't get involved in those thoughts. So as a first step, we close our eyes and put our right hand on the left heart, and with a sincerity we ask this question, Mother, am I the pure spirit? Mother, am I the pure spirit? Then put your right hand on the stomach, on the left hand side, and this is the center of our mastery in us. We ask the question thrice, Mother, am I my own master? Mother, am I my own master? Mother, am I my own master? Then we put our right hand on the lower part of our abdomen on the left hand side, and here again it is your freedom, your desire to feel your own inner power. So you request, Mother, please give me the pure knowledge, the knowledge of my own power, that is the power of the Kundalini in us. You can say this 6 times for the 6 different aspects of this energy center. Mother, please give me my pure knowledge. The Kundalini starts rising, and then we put our hand back onto the left hand side on the stomach, and here now we help the Kundalini to rise in, and we affirm with full confidence, Mother, I am my own master. Say this thrice with full confidence. Then we raise our hand on the left heart, and here resides the spirit, and we help the Kundalini to rise further by affirming, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Then we put our right hand on the left side between the neck and the shoulder, and turn our head to the right, and here we say with full confidence, Mother, I am not guilty. You can say this a number of times. Mother, I am not guilty. And we put our hand on the forehead, bend your head slightly in the front, and at this point we say within ourselves, Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Now we put our hand on the back side of the head, and raise our head up, supporting the head with our hand. And here with full confidence for yourself you say, Mother, knowingly, unknowingly, if I have done any mistake, please forgive me. Now you stretch your palm and put it on top of the head. Bend your head slightly in the front, and with the pressed hand rotate your scalp in the clockwise direction. And here, while doing it, say with full confidence, Mother, kindly give me my self-realization. Mother, kindly awaken the Kundalini in me. is the last energy center. Then gradually bring your hand up and back onto your lap. Close your eyes. And put your attention where the hand was, above your head, and also check on your palm and on your fingers what you feel. The energy, when it flows, you can normally feel it as a cool breeze, or it can be a warm breeze, difference coming out of your fingers, or sometimes you feel like a tingling sensation on your fingers. Just put your attention, keep your attention there. And in order to check whether your energy has really come up, you can raise your left hand and put it above your head, a couple of centimeters above your head, and move it front, back, left, right, to find out at a particular point, say, a very fine stream of wind or air or cool breeze which comes out. Similarly, try it also with the right hand above your head, and move your hand front, back, sometimes left to right, to feel that energy. And then hold your hands like this and try to sit for a minute or two, and without thinking, and just putting your attention inside. You could close your eyes and put your attention on that what you feel at this moment, and just get into this state. And that is the state of meditation which I mentioned earlier. And just focus your attention on your Sahasrara chakra, which is above the head, if you feel the cool breeze coming up, or else on your hands if you are feeling any sensations on the hands, on the fingertips, on the palms, and just sit in silence for a minute or two and try to absorb this energy, because this energy is all around us, and it's the only need for us is to tap into it through our awareness and through our attention, and then you can actually feel it and it starts working within. So this exercise actually, now for example, I feel much calm and relaxed. I hope that you also can feel that also on your hands. It does take some practice to get this experience, but some people get this experience very strong to start with, and some people it takes time, but normally you feel this sense of relaxation and calmness within yourself, in your body as well. So try to maintain this. Now there's one small exercise which we need to do in terms of retaining this state of meditation, and this is called as raising your kundalini. That means bringing this kundalini up and tying it up on top of your head so it stays there as long as possible. And further, to protect your energy or your subtle system from influence from outside, there's another exercise called as bandhan, which is nothing but an aura you create with this energy around yourself. So first we'll do the raising of the kundalini from the lowermost energy center, with the right hand making a circle around the left hand, and the left hand going along the energy centers up above, and on top of the head we make a symbolic knot. And this we do for the 3 energy centers in us thrice, with 2 knots, and third time with 3 knots. In order to give yourself this protection from, and this is very important especially in these times of where you can get exposed to this pandemic, it's important that you protect yourself, and this is done by bringing your hand from the left side over the head to the right and back again. So you make one aura or a bandhan around you. This twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then put your hands up and try to see if you feel anything flowing through your hands or fingertips. I can feel it. It is cool, it is refreshing, it is rejuvenating, it is bringing back a lot of energy which often we tend to give out in many endeavors where our attention is then spread over all over the place. So this exercise helps us to bring us here in the balance, and the last exercise we do is to thank this power within us and outside, so that you are actually being nourished and taken care of. So it's like you have a car and this is your vehicle, your body is the vehicle, and it needs to be fed with the fuel inside you, and this fuel is nothing else but your own energy. The interesting thing is you don't have to go to a station to tank yourself up, but you can do it at home. You can go outside in the nature where there's a calm place and sit down and meditate and absorb this energy. When you absorb this energy, you feel the calmness. Once this calmness flows, all the angst or the fear in our hearts, the anxiety which is there in the head, or thoughts and stress, all of that slowly subsides, and then you are in a much better state of mind. So once that happens, you are in a good state to deal with this anxiety and fear, and also take the right steps and decisions. So I'm really glad to have shared this experience with you, and please do visit us. If you are international, then you can visit us at sajyoga.org or freemeditation.com. And remember that we do this out of our own conviction and because it benefits us, and this is fully free of charge. We do this through our common non-profit organization, and this organization is totally voluntary and self-funded, because we believe that this cannot be actually paid for, but is to be experienced, and then you realize the value of it. So thank you very much for participating, and if you are in Germany, then do visit us in sahajayoga.de. There you will find much more information. You can also participate in our online meditation courses. It is Sahaja Yoga Germinate on the Prof.me platform. So the links are available on the Buchmesse website. So we look forward to seeing you, hearing from you, and during these uncertain times and difficult time, we wish you a safe and a very healthy life forward. And if you have any comments or if you have any suggestions, then do visit us and drop a short note, or you could also drop a short note on this platform. And if you want to get in touch with us, you can also join us on Meetup, Sahaja Yoga Germany, and there you'll see also the actual updates, news announcements.